This is the limitless Keith Lee.
This is Brody King.
This is Angel Garza.
Will Ospreay.
Hornswoggle.
Pentagon Jr.
The villain, Marty Skell.
The Mexican Ray Phoenix.
King Ricochet.
Concrete Rose, Sunny Kiss.
And I'm here to ask you to stop what you're doing, take just one moment, and bask in the glory of the Busted Wide Open.
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 Boston Wide Open.
Busted Wide Open podcast.
You're listening to the Busted Wide Open podcast, dropping the elbow on the hottest topics in sports entertainment and the world of professional wrestling. With your hosts, Nick Howell and Sir Ian Dangerous. Coming to you from the Orbital Jigsaw Network Arena in sunny Southern California. Welcome, patrons, to your April 2021 bonus episode of Busted Wide Open. My name is Nick Howell.
And I am Sir Ian Dangerous, and yes, welcome everybody to that bonus episode, which you all have earned by being our amazing patrons. As always, we cannot thank you enough for supporting this show and keeping the lights on here over at the BWO compounds in sunny Southern California and in North Carolina. We really appreciate you guys so much, and we are here to hopefully entertain you this April. We have a very intriguing, interesting, and perhaps a bit silly, but hopefully fun idea to do today. And I'm very much looking forward to experiencing this. Hopefully it will be a bit of an insight both into your hosts and into maybe a little bit of wrestling history as well. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit of fun. So, Nick, before we get into it, I know we have a little catching up to do, and then we can jump into the show. So let's do some catching up, and then we'll lower the boom on this thing.
Oh boy, it's gonna be good. You guys are not ready for this, I promise. Will James threw in 1,000 bits to kick us off. 1,000 bits, God, man, this is back live for the first time in a while, and damn, does it feel good. Reunited, and it feels so good.
Oh yes.
Welcome back, Will James.
Thank
you so much for the bits, brother. And Jacob threw in a tier 1 sub with a 9-month streak. That means he gets a little bit done.
Good.
Ooh, chicken. Well, thank you very much, Jake. Welcome back, man. It looks like your internet's being a little dodgy over there tonight, too, but the audio sounds good.
As long as the audio sounds good, that's all that matters.
Yeah. So bear with us, guys. It's that time of day in L.A., so all things go haywire at 5 o'clock in L.A.
Yeah.
Okay, so
are
do
we
we
caught
get
up?
this started?
Good. Then let's get this started. Everybody, I'm so glad that you're with us because we have a very special production today. Nick, if you would, please.
Welcome everybody to Who Wants to Be a I don't know what we're gonna call this.
Newlywed Wrestling BWO host. It's kind of a mix of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and the Newlywed Game. That's right. Today we're gonna do a quiz show.
Yes.
Between your two hosts to see how well we know each other after 4 years. It's a bit of a preview of some of the ideas that we have for next month, which is of course our 4-year anniversary. So this is going to be, we're going to have a little fun today, and Nick and I are going to quiz each other in the style about each other, like the Newlywed Game, in the style of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So yes, we're going to basically ask each other's questions about our wrestling predilections, experiences, et cetera, and we're going to try to see who knows each other better on this here show after all this time. And in the process, hopefully, we'll get a little bit of history and a little bit of personal interest stories as well.
Yeah.
So
see how well we know each other.
Exactly. So come along with us, if you will, on this ride. That being said, I'm going to need a little bit of that audio in my ears, Nick, so I know what the hell's going on here.
Oh, you got it. It's coming.
Thank you, buddy. And Nick, I think to kick this off, we'll have to do what's now become a tradition on this show, and that is rolling for initiative. We got to figure out who's asking first, who gets the advantage. I believe the person who goes second gets the advantage, so higher score goes second. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
To roll for initiative. 1, 2, 3. The roll is 14 for Sir Ian Dangerous.
I got a 2.
Oh, my goodness.
So does that mean you're asking me first or I'm asking you first?
That means that you are, let's see.
I'm in the hot seat.
Question. You're in the hot seat.
So you're asking me
I'm
first.
asking you first.
Okay.
That is correct.
Boy. Well, without further ado, let's play Who Wants to Be the Newlywed game.
Newlywed BWO host game. Something, whatever. We didn't figure out a catchy name for this. We just thought it was funny.
Okay. I'm in the hot seat.
All right, Nick. You are in the hot seat. So, the first question of the game. I'm going to try and reach this up and make it as suspenseful as possible. All right, Nick. Of these 4 participants in the inaugural Royal Rumble, who did young Sir Ian Dangerous want to win the most? Of these 4 participants in the inaugural Royal Rumble, who did I want to win the most as a kid? Number 1, Harley Race. Number 2, Butch Reed. Number 3, Jake the Snake Roberts. And number 4, Junkyard Dog.
Oh, man. That's tough because I'm trying to go back and I honestly don't know if I've ever seen the first Royal Rumble.
Really?
I hate to admit that live here on the air.
It's worth a watch for historical perspective because so much has evolved since then. They've changed so much of the way that it works.
Okay, I'm in the hot seat here, Regis.
You're in the hot seat.
So
You're in the hot seat.
let me,
Regis helps out sometimes.
But I know you have certain fandoms. But there's a couple in this one that stand out. I know you've said you've liked Junkyard Dog in the past, but you've also said you had a strong predilection to one Jake the Snake Roberts. So I'm going to go Jake the Snake Roberts' final answer.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Are you? Oh, lock yourself in.
I am.
You're locked in?
Yep.
You are correct. It is Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, okay.
You are correct. Whew. You are correct.
Okay. You are getting the music, right?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
It's lovely. You've done a great job.
All right. So it is my turn to ask you a question. All right. So you are now in the hot seat.
I am.
My very first question.
Okay.
Who is my favorite legend wrestler? Meaning not currently working.
Yep.
Who is my favorite legend wrestler? A, Stone Cold Steve Austin. B, The Undertaker. C, The Rock. Or D, Shawn Michaels.
Well, much like with the question I just asked, I know this comes down to one of 2 people. I know you appreciate the talents of The Undertaker. I know you appreciate the talents of Shawn Michaels, but this is really that you are a Attitude Era mark.
Totally.
And it's down
if that wasn't apparent by the choices. Which was my way of trying to throw you off.
Yes, well played. This is between Stone Cold and The Rock. And I know for a fact you said before that you lean a bit towards The Rock, but recently on our show you said that in some ways you appreciated Stone Cold more. So this is a very tough one. But I'm going to have to go, and I might even have to go back and pull tape on this one. But I believe that you have said that just edging out Stone Cold is The Rock. So I'm going to say The Rock, and that's my final answer. Lock me in.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah!
It is indeed The Rock. Well done. Whew. All right, so switching seats, you are in the hot seat for question number 2.
All right, question number 2. Of these 4 superstars. Who is the superstar that I have done an imitation of the most in my life? Who's the superstar that I have quoted, that I've imitated the most in my lifetime? Is it Triple H? Is it Road Dogg? Is it The Rock? Or is it Mankind? Which superstar have I made an imitation of most often in my life? Done a terrible
I have
impression.
never heard you do an impression of Mankind. I don't think I've ever heard you do an impression of Road Dogg. It's got to be Triple H. Can you tell what were the answers again? Triple H, Mankind, Road Dogg, and what was the fourth one?
The Rock.
It's got to be Triple H. I'm going to go Triple H. Final answer.
You're locked in.
Oh, I thought you said it was right. I'm sorry.
No. You're locked in.
I'm locked in. Okay.
It's Road Dogg. I have imitated Road Dogg. I have. Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, that.
Your ass better call somebody. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, DJ Terry Sex proudly brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg, Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn. I've done that more times than I can count. It used to be my phone message. Imitating Triple H is just putting an at the end of everything. Road Dogg, I've imitated so much. Even more than The Rock. Even more than The Rock.
Damn. I'm already behind.
Oh, man.
But he does Triple H almost every single show.
I actually don't do him that often. I haven't done Road Dogg on the show a lot because I'm kind of pissed at Road Dogg these days. Anyway, my turn, I believe, to be in the hot seat.
Your turn to be in the hot seat. Let's play.
All right, let's play this. Let's go.
Question number 2. What is in my opinion, my best match ever? Is it A, Mankind versus Taker Hell in a Cell? B, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 25? C, Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17? Or D, Omega versus Okada, 2 out of 3 falls, Dominion?
I feel like this is a fairly easy one. This is something that you've said many times on the show.
I have.
And you did throw in a couple other ones there that made me slip a little bit. But I know for a fact, you can just lock me in right now, it is Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You are correct.
Oh, yeah. I knew it.
Very good. Very good.
All right.
All right.
Whew. Yeah, that's one that I think a lot of people think should have been a 5-star match, and for some reason it was only 4.5 stars, or 4.75 from Meltzer. Yeah, that's exactly
right.
All right.
It is my turn to be in the hot seat. Your turn to ask a question. Let's go.
Round 3. Whose t-shirt was the first wrestling shirt that I ever owned?
What?
I have actually disclosed this on the show before. Was it Kurt Angle? Was it Hulk Hogan? Was it John Cena? Or was it Rob Van Dam? Whose was the first t-shirt that I ever owned? Wrestling t-shirt that I bought.
Kurt Angle. Read them for me one more time, please.
Kurt Angle, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, or Rob Van Dam?
See, I can whittle that down to Kurt Angle or Rob Van Dam. And I'm leaning towards Kurt Angle because my gut and my head is telling me that you've said that before. So I'm really leaning on Kurt Angle right now. I think I'm going to go Kurt Angle. Final
Is
answer.
that final answer?
That is my
final
final
answer. Lock yourself in.
Locked.
You are correct. The very first shirt I ever bought was a Kurt Angle shirt. It was actually the Kurt Angle Wrestling University shirt. Well played, sir. That was the shirt that got me this very picture right back here.
Hey, all right.
Signed by Kurt Angle. It was given to me by Steve of Steven Larson, show we were just actually on.
Nice.
And it says to Shop Zone, because Steve was mocking me for buying stuff on www.shopzone.com.
Yeah.
And that was the very first t-shirt that I bought. So there.
Nice.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Nice.
It's
Good question.
well played.
That really made me dig in the memory banks a little bit.
Yeah, but you got it.
Nice.
You got it. Remember
Oh.
shopzone.com? Before there was like www.shop.com,
Yep.
there was Shop Zone.
Shop Zone.
Because everything in the 90s had, and like 2000s had to have a Z in it or
Yep.
something. A
Yep.
Z or an X.
Yeah. Or you're in the
The-
impact
you-
zone. Or
Shop
you know.
Zone. Extreme. XX Extreme.
Yeah. Super extreme. All right, sir, Ian Dangerous, you are in the hot seat for round 3. Let's go.
Okay.
What is my most prized piece of wrestling memorabilia? Is it A, Stone Cold Steve Austin button? B, the Smoking Skull belt replica? C, the WrestleMania Legacy VHS library set? Or my Braun Strowman action figure?
So I think I have a pretty good idea right off the bat. I think I recall you saying this very specifically on the show.
These have all made appearances on the show.
They all have, yes. They've all been on the show. We know that you're a fan of all of those.
Yes.
I know how you feel about the Braun Strowman action figure, but I'm gonna knock that out of consideration because it's just kind of common, and you're falling off a little bit in your fandom of Braun Strowman these days.
I'm waning. I'm still
as
there.
As his star fades, so indeed does your appreciation for him. A Stone Cold button, I think, pales in comparison to your replica Smoking Skull belt, and the only real thing that would compare with that would be that WrestleMania Legacy collection, which is pretty cool. So it's between the belt and the collection. Just funny for a guy who likes The Rock more than Stone Cold that it would come down to those two. I'm gonna have to go for the belt, and that's my final answer.
Final answer?
Lock me in.
Well, as cool as the Smoking Skull belt is, it is actually the VHS library of WrestleMania. Unfortunately, it is one of the things, as you guys can see, it is what the Smoking Skull belt sits upon.
One of those two. Damn it.
I would hope that you would get that one because you know of my love for kits and things like that. So all of the Metallica kits that I have and the, that kind of stuff. Totally a collector's thing. I'll never play one ever again, but that's not the point, right? So,
it was definitely a tough one.
Yeah.
That was one I was sweating on.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, I am in the hot seat for round 4. Sir Ian Dangerous, take it away.
All right, score is tied 2-2, and we go to round 4. According to my testimony on this very show, which of these is the loudest pop I've ever heard live? Was it the reaction of the crowd in the Cow Palace in 2018 at the G1 special when Juice Robinson rallied to defeat Jay White after Jay almost got himself killed by pissing off Josh Barnett after he broke Jim Ross's ribs for legit? Was it Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania 31 in Levi's Stadium in 2015? Was it Dijak kicking out at 1 on Keith Lee's Spirit Bomb at PWG Battle of Los Angeles in Encino in 2017? Or was it the entrance of the Sandman in XPW downtown Los Angeles in 2002. Which one of those was the loudest pop I've ever heard live?
Those are all very loud pops. Actually, I've never heard the Sandman. I know he got a huge reaction coming back at ECW One Night Stand. I have heard you say multiple times that the loudest pop that you've ever heard was Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31 cashing in. I can see how 500 people would be loud inside the American Legion in Reseda, but I don't think that would be louder than 100,000 people in Levi's Stadium to Seth Rollins. I'm going to go Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania 31. Final answer.
Lock yourself in?
I am locked in.
You are locked in. I have to admit, I threw the Sandman one in there to try to throw you because the one at One Night Stand was way louder than the XPW one. The XPW one, everyone was just kind of drunken and, Sandman! And the Juice Robinson one was very, very, very loud. But you are correct. 90,000 people screaming Seth Rollins. That was absolute insanity. And it was so sudden and so hard. When his music hit, it was absolutely bananas. You are correct,
Nice.
sir. That is the loudest pop I've ever heard.
That one was felt coming through the TV. It's one of those few moments, like the Hardys' return or AJ Styles' debut. You felt that one through the TV. And I don't know any other way to describe that to anybody that wasn't watching it or hasn't experienced that before. That was definitely one of the biggest ones in history for sure. All right, Sir Ian Dangerous. We are going to round 4.
We are in round 4. It's halfway through round 4.
Yep.
You are up 3-2. I can tie it with this question.
Let's go. Who is my current active roster favorite wrestler? So just active favorite wrestler. A. Braun Strowman.
Crap.
B. Pentagon Jr. C. MJF. Or D. Chris Bay.
Jesus.
Now, don't forget, this. We did not tell the audience this at first. We do have 2 lifelines, guys. We do have a 50-50, and we do have Ask Chat.
Yes, we haven't had to use it yet.
So we do have one of each of those per person. We can take advantage of those, but you only get to use them once.
And luckily, we have a very lively chat over here. Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you guys for hanging with us. We're probably going to need you at some point here. And it might be this question. That's brutal. We all know your love for Braun Strowman. And I know you love Pentagon. And I know you love MJF. And I feel like you appreciate Chris Bay. But I'm going to eliminate Chris Bay right now out of this. If you say that it's him, I'm going to call shenanigans. I don't think you've ever said like anything beyond like, yeah, he's good on our show. Whereas you've waxed poetic about how much you love big man Braun Strowman. You've waxed poetic about how cool Pentagon was in Lucha Underground. I think that's why I might disqualify Pentagon. He's not as cool now as he was in Lucha Underground. And I feel like MJF you're very high on right now. You're extremely high on his potential, his mic ability, his in-ring ability. And I feel like he's on the ups and Braun's on the downs. And I feel like Pentagon's already out the door and Chris Bay was never in the equation. And that's my sense. I might be psyching, I might be overthinking this. It might be Brock Lesnar Royal Rumbling this. I'm overthinking this too much, but
You do have your lifelines available of 50-50 or Ask Chat should you decide to use them.
I'm not using them on the fourth question when I could only be down by 1.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a flyer, and this might leave me in a position where I'm desperate and have to go to a lifeline later, but I'm going to go for a flyer here. And I'm going to say MJF.
Is that your final answer?
God damn it, yes. That's my final. Lock me in.
You are correct. It is MJF. And very, very well thought out, sir, because the Pentagon one was to throw you a curveball.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Because he was my absolute favorite thing about Lucha Underground. It's his transition to Pentagon Dark at the end of season 1 and the feud with Vampiro and all that. Absolutely some of my favorite stuff I've ever watched in my life. But that was the curveball. That was the curveball.
I'm so glad I have tequila for this show today.
MJF. MJF.
I'm all competitive, so this is just brutal.
Currently, across all promotions, MJF is my favorite thing in wrestling.
Wow.
Yeah, to the point that I'm
Very
ready to go
cool.
buy a Burberry scarf.
Please don't do that.
No. All right, so Ian Dangerous, round 5. I'm back
Round
in the
5.
hot seat. Take it away, sir.
All right. Of these, which is my favorite promo? Is it CM Punk's pipe bomb? Is it Randy Savage, the cream of the crop? Woo yeah! Dig it. Is it Ric Flair with a tear in my eye after winning the Royal Rumble 92? Or is it Ultimate Warrior, take control of the plane, Hulk Hogan?
It is definitely not that one. I halfway expected the fourth one to be Hard Times. I'm a little. For me, it's between Cream of the Crop and Flair's Tear in My Eye after Rumble. Since I know how much you like Flair and the 92 Rumble, obviously we all pretty much agree universally that it's the best Rumble. I am going to say Ric Flair, Tear in My Eye, final answer.
Lock yourself in. I guess you have to ask yourself, Nick, do you, Hulk Hogan, kick out the cockpit door, take the 2 pilots that have already made the sacrifice so that you can face the challenge? It's not that one. It's not Crash the Plane, Hulk Hogan, although that one is really good. It is not the pipe bomb. And it is not Tear in My Eye. It is Cream of the Crop. I'm sorry.
Huh.
Unjustifiably in a position I'd rather not be in. Oh, yeah. The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah. Dig it.
It's very good.
That is my number 1. It's
Wow.
so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I disagree with that. But that's not why we're here.
Maligned from the bottom.
The beauty of this is that it's not an opinion about what's the best. This is kind of on a personal level. It's our favorites. And I dig that about this.
Yeah.
All right, I am in the hot seat for... No, you are in the hot seat for round 5. Let's go.
I can pull ahead.
You could, right here. Which of these are my favorite current weekly wrestling show? Monday Night Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite. No, Ziggler, you can't play. Or Friday Night SmackDown.
I'm laughing because I think Dog Ziggler is trying to scupper the game here. Because I know for a fact it's not Raw or SmackDown. It's between NXT and AEW. And while I think that you like NXT, Dog Ziggler's 100% right. You're an AEW man. Lock me in.
Final answer?
Final answer.
As much as I love NXT, AEW Dynamite has won my heart over the last year and a half. Yeah, I am absolutely a huge AEW Dynamite fan.
And Dog Ziggler, stop cheating, man. I know you know the answers to this, but no one wants you to interrupt.
You cannot use Dog Ziggler as
That's
a lifeline. Let's be clear.
Yeah, he wants to be a lifeline. He wants to play too.
I know.
He loves.
We'll have to figure out how to get Keiko Von Erich to have a game with Dog Ziggler. All righty, we are through 5 rounds, folks. What is the current score after 5 rounds, Sir Ian Dangerous?
4-3 to me.
Ian has a 1-point lead. Let's go to round 6.
All right. Which of these superstars was my least favorite star of the 2000s? Who did I like the least in the aughts? Was it John Cena? Was it Batista? Was it JBL? Or was it Chris Benoit?
The tough part about this one is that I know you have expressed favoritism in Benoit the wrestler, but extreme disdain for events which are obvious, which we will not talk about here. So I'm not sure whether to include him or not. I think I'm going to exclude him because of that. I know you're not a fan of JBL. John Cena. So the question is, who did you like the least?
Correct.
Wow. Man, that's tough.
Do you want to use one of your lifelines?
I'm thinking about it. This is tough. Because I'm wondering if you're disliking Benoit because of what he did. That's where this is tough. I'm inclined to say JBL. So I think I'm going to take a flyer on this one. I'm going to save my lifeline. We're only 6 rounds in. We got 20 of these to go, or 20 of these in total. So
Totally.
I'm going to save my lifelines for later ones, and I'm going to take a flyer and say JBL. Final answer.
Final answer. It is not JBL. I've said multiple times on the show that for some reason I just could not stand Batista as a wrestler. What? Could not stand Batista. Yeah. I didn't have a problem with John Cena, Dr. Thugonomics in the 2000s. Even when it got to Super Cena levels, like it didn't bother me. And Benoit, as you said, most of the 2000s loved him.
Huh.
JBL drove me nuts, but I thought he was a great heel. I did not get what people saw in Batista. Did not get it. Thought he was a big hunk of meat. Did not appreciate him until Guardians of the Galaxy. I shit you not.
I loved Batista.
A lot of people
He's
did.
Still one of my all-time favorite entrances.
Yep. Oh, the entrance. Entrance is great. Entrance is great. That's it for me.
Wow. Okay, I never would have thought Batista. I thought he looked like a champ.
Said it
He
multiple times on
walked
the
out
show.
with that world championship, and he just looked like a friggin' champ.
He looked like a Vince champ. Just big jack
my kind
dude.
of champ.
Big jack dude. Your kind of
Yeah,
champ. There you
yeah.
go. Oh. There you go.
Well, crap. Okay, now I'm down by 2. Is that accurate?
You will be if I get this one right.
Okay. Round 6. Here we go, Sir Ian Dangerous. You're in the hot seat for round 6. I didn't see that coming either, Kyle.
People in the chat did. Some people knew. Thanks, y'all. Love you.
What is my favorite WrestleMania of all time? Is it 25, 17, 3, or 21?
I'm not even going to do any suspense on this one. This is a home run. 17. Lock me in. Take it away. Book it, Dano.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You are correct. Yeah. It is WrestleMania 17. Indeed. And arguably the best WrestleMania of all time. It's not. There's not a lot of question.
I don't think there's not a lot of arguments about that.
No.
It's got to be in the top 3, if not the number 1.
Yeah, it's in almost everybody's top 3. Like anybody you ask. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a gimme.
Alrighty. So I am down by
5-3.
2 after 6 rounds.
Woo! Hey, here we go, baby.
Speaking of 17, let's
gotta have
go
a
over
comeback.
to round 7. Here we go.
Which is my favorite version of Chris Jericho? Which of these is my favorite Jericho gimmick? Is it the Painmaker?
No.
Is it the Scarf and List, the last run in WWE with Kevin Owens? Is it Y2J? Or is it the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla from WCW?
Ooh.
Is it the Painmaker? Is it the Scarf and List? Is it Y2J? Or is it the Ayatollah?
Interesting AEW Jericho is not on there.
He's not. AEW Jericho gives his money to the wrong people. I'll leave it at that.
I know you have said in the past that you did not like Painmaker Jericho in New Japan. I feel like I remember you have expressed that before, so I'm inclined to remove that one. For me, it's between Y2J with his stupid top pony and the Scarf and the List. And I think you respect his ability to get things over. I think I'm going to go the Scarf and the List. It is my final answer. Scarf and the List.
That's your final answer.
Scarf and the List.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Final answer? Lock yourself in? The Scarf and the List is a pale imitation of Y2J, which is a pale imitation of the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, possibly the most inspired that he has been to create content until AEW.
I don't like this game anymore.
Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, best Jericho until now, at least in terms of his creative freedom. It and Scarf was very good. Ayatollah.
I just think he evolved beyond that. I guess this isn't about agreeing or disagreeing. It's your favorite. So
yes, and that's exactly. And here's the thing: he's absolutely evolved, as anyone who changes up their stuff a lot evolves. Lady Gaga, Madonna, whatever. He's got someone who's got a long lifespan, has to change and evolve. I like the classics. I see a lot of what he does now have its germination there. A lot of it just had more energy and verve, and that was the best he's been until AEW.
Yeah,
in my opinion, in terms of like just coming up with content and just being basically able to do whatever he wanted. Ralphus, come on.
Yeah.
Ralphus.
Yeah.
Come
on. I can't argue with that. All right, Serene Dangerous, round 7, you're in the hot seat. Let's go.
Woo-wee.
Who was my favorite childhood wrestler? Was it Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Iron Sheik, or Rowdy Roddy Piper?
Oh, crap. The fact that Ric Flair isn't on there completely messed up.
Childhood. I hadn't been introduced to Flair
discovered yet. Rick yet. Yeah. Hogan, Macho.
I didn't see Rick till 87, 88, 89 probably.
Piper. Who was the fourth one? Hogan, Macho, Piper.
Sheik.
Not Sheik. I don't think Piper either. Hogan or Macho. So I'll 50-50 myself. Hogan or Macho. And I feel like you came to Macho later in life. I feel like as a kid, you were caught up in Hulkamania. I want to say that's the story that I understand about you. The one that's sunk in. And unless I'm going to start second guessing myself, unless I lock myself in right now, Hulk Hogan locked me in.
Final answer.
Final answer.
As much as I did eat my vitamins, say my prayers, and do all of that stuff, and enjoyed Hulk Hogan, it was the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh,
Yeah. Step into it.
Crap.
Yeah, it was absolutely Macho Man. He was one of the only wrestling buddies, whatever they called them, the stuffed ones. I had Hogan, I had Macho Man, right? And they would wrestle all the time on the bed, but it was definitely Macho Man for me.
God, I could have sworn you were a Hulkamaniac.
Nope.
Wow.
And it's funny. We could almost do a whole episode on Hulk Hogan and his effects on childhood, coming up in films, how he was pushed onto us and all of that stuff in our coming of age, formative years and all of that. But it just never hooked me.
Yeah.
Him playing guitar, just like, okay, who's this idiot in the yellow trunks, right? I don't.
For the rights of. I still get
terrible.
Jean
Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing.
Playing the bass.
I was not a Hulkamaniac. Not just in any way.
Wow.
I appreciated how big he was.
You're a macho. You're a macho.
24-inch pythons. Yeah.
Wow. Damn, that hurt.
Macho
I
Man.
could have pulled away.
Macho
I
Man.
could have pulled away with this thing. All right.
Ooh, keeping
round
it tight.
8.
Keeping it
round
tight.
8.
Time for round 8. Let's go. I'm in the hot seat.
Of these, which tag team did I want to see split up the least? Which tag team split hurt me the worst?
Okay.
Was it Heavy Machinery? Was it the Hart Foundation? Was it Edge and Christian? Or was it American Alpha? Which tag team split sucked the most for me?
Oh my God. Read them for me one more time.
Was it Heavy Machinery? Was it the Hart Foundation? Was it Edge and Christian? Or was it American Alpha?
I see you as a huge Edge and Christian, Mark. I think you would have been really into that, but you also loved Gable and Jordan. But I don't think that's like an all-time breakup or anything like that. Like, I look at Edge and Christian and the Hart Foundation, like those are all-time endings. And even if I used my 50-50, it might still end up being those two answers, and I might be just completely lost. Oh, man. I don't know that you were old enough. When was that breakup of the Hart Foundation? 90...
I'm not saying anything tonight. I don't want to give anything away. I'm giving you nothing.
I feel like something like that would affect you more later in life than when the Hart Foundation happened. I'm going to go Edge and Christian because something in my gut is telling me Edge and Christian would have affected you more. So Edge and Christian, final answer.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You had Heavy Machinery, you had a Hart Foundation, you had American Alpha on there, and Edge and Christian was your final answer.
Yes.
I feel like you must have read the chat because Will James in the chat nailed it on the head. Edge and Christian messed me up. I did not think I thought they should not have been broken up. 100% you are correct.
I did not read the chat for the record. I do see it now.
Will even said, Nick, don't read this.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You have said multiple times that you were very into the Brood, the entrance,
yep,
the viscous liquid, and all of the stuff, right?
I did not see Edge or Christian as being singles guys. I didn't think they could survive in WWE. I never predicted Edge being as big as he was, or even Christian getting as big as he did.
I saw Edge getting that big. I never saw Christian coming.
I saw Edge being an upper mid-carder. I never saw him being like the multiple-time champ, like biggest heel in WWE. That blew my mind. I mean, talk about a glow-up. So yeah, no, well done, well played, sir. You are correct.
And that was I was sitting here going, does he have some markery for the Hart Foundation that I don't remember? That's what was really messing with me.
That was there to throw you a loop.
Yeah. Huh. All right. You are in the hot seat for round 8. Let's go.
Do it.
This one's going to be tough.
Oh, no.
Which of these is my favorite wrestling story of all time? Is it Stone Cold Steve Austin versus the Corporation? Is it the Daniel Bryan Yes movement that led up to his win at WrestleMania 30? Is it Triple H drugging and marrying Stephanie in Vegas? Or is it the Union and Ministry of Darkness forming the corporate ministry?
I know it's not that one. I want to say it's between the first two, but the number of times you brought up Triple H drugging Stephanie as one of your favorite moments of the Attitude Era throws me for a loop. That's got me. I don't know how you could, in good conscience, take an angle where a man roofies a woman to marry her and like kind of moves her head like, yep, I want to marry him. Yes, I love this man of mine, like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And that could be your favorite storyline of all time. I don't know how that could be it. I want to think better of you, Nick. I want to think better of you. I can't imagine. It's got to be Stone Cold versus The Rock or Daniel Bryan Yes movement. And I know you said before that the Yes movement made you feel really good. Like that was like the best you've ever felt. Like that was, you loved that babyface story, him winning at WrestleMania 30. It's one of the all-time greatest images at the end of WrestleMania. And Stone Cold and The Rock was really good. Good video package too. Even with the Limp Bizkit.
This time I'm gonna kick it
I think just knowing you, I'm going to base this on just my guess. And you're talking here about story, right? Story, like how they're telling a story.
My favorite wrestling story of all time.
Story, okay, because Stone Cold and Rock is a feud. The story wasn't that great. It was a good feud. And Triple H and Stephanie was a bit. It wasn't a story.
I consider it a story. For the record.
You bastard. Why would you say that?
Build-up of the engagement with Test and Triple H and DX feuding
I feel
with
like
Mr.
you're
McMahon.
okay. No, stop trying to influence me. Lock me in on Daniel Bryan. And by God, heaven help you. Heaven help all of us. If your favorite story in wrestling history is Triple H drugging Stephanie to marry her and the wedding with Test, God help you. You can never talk about Lashley and Lana's wedding again if that's your favorite story. It's Daniel Bryan, lock me in. Final answer.
Final answer?
Final goddamn answer.
As many times as I have fawned over the Triple H and Stephanie just to mess with Test and Mr. McMahon, it is absolutely Daniel Bryan.
Oh, thank God.
In the lead up to WrestleMania 30, I think it is literally the best thing like WWE has ever produced from a storytelling feel-good perspective. Absolutely.
That was a question not just for like wins and losses. That was a question for your very soul.
Yeah.
That was determining like the very soul of Nick.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. I am actively
it's the music.
sweating.
It's the sweat music.
God damn it.
It works.
How did they...
all right, so I'm back in the hot seat where, well, let's do an update. What's the score currently at?
6-4. We're still two questions apart.
Still 2 apart.
We're hanging
Okay.
there.
Well, let's keep it going. Let's head over to round 9. I'm back in the hot seat. Let's go.
Who is the Danger Pops' favorite wrestler? Who is my father's favorite wrestler?
Oh.
I've said this before.
I know you have, and I don't remember it.
It's okay. I'm going to give you 4 people to choose from. Is it Mick Foley? Is it Roddy Piper? Is it William Regal? Or is it Gorgeous George? Who is my father's favorite wrestler? Is it Mick Foley, Roddy Piper, William Regal, or Gorgeous George?
William Regal's throwing me for a loop, but I think I don't know that he still watched wrestling when Regal was going. For me, it's down to, and it's not Mick Foley. I'm inclined to say Gorgeous George. I feel like you've said that before. That's what my gut's telling me. But it's also realistic that he could have loved Piper being one of the most massive dick heels ever in wrestling. Man, that's tough. That's a good question. Good callback, man. I know you've said this before, and I'm pissed off I can't remember. I'm going to go Gorgeous George. Because
Is that your final answer?
No. Why am I getting a feeling of saying Piper now? Excuse me. Okay.
Do you want to use Lifeline?
No. Okay. Your family's got Scottish heritage. Piper had the bagpipes and the kilt. Not that that really has anything to do with it, but I'm wondering if there was some favoritism shown there. Piper.
Final answer.
I don't think I'm going to get this one, but yes, Piper. Final answer.
Lock yourself in. You are correct in that my family has Scottish heritage, but you're not right.
You can't do that to me with my fingers on the button.
That's why I tried to make it quick. The Scottish heritage. When I was young, my dad did when he would walk by and I'd be watching wrestling, he'd be go, I like the Scottish guy. Piper was there to throw you off, and it worked.
Yep.
My father's favorite wrestler, William Regal.
What?
My father, although Scottish, was raised in British boarding schools and was a bare knuckle boxer, and appreciated William Regal's smash mouth style, the fact that he could throw real British fisticuffs, in my dad's own words. And he's also never laughed harder than when William Regal was forced to kiss Vince McMahon's ass, and McMahon gave him some chapstick. I thought my dad was going to die when he saw that. He thinks William Regal is the complete package.
I'm not even mad I got that one wrong. Wow. Yep. I didn't even see that one coming.
William Regal.
All right, Surrey and Dangerous, round 9. You're back in the hot seat. Let's go. I'm down by 3. And this one might get me a point back.
Shit.
How old was I when I first invested in watching wrestling regularly? 12, 20, 25, or 32?
It's not 25 or 32 because you were an Attitude Era mark and that would have been too late. It could have been 12 because I know you've mentioned that's around the time you got a satellite dish. But you said invested full time.
Yeah. Invested in watching wrestling regularly. So
yes. I've got to say, like so many others, like 9-point-something million people that were watching Raw on a weekly basis in the late 90s. I think the record was 9.4 million. Huge. Like now it's like around 2.
2001, they hit over 9 million. It was Rock and Stone Cold at SummerSlam or something like that.
Yeah.
Going to lead up to SummerSlam.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've got to say it's 20. Lock me in. Just let's do this.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You know, I took a break for a long time and came back when I was 32. And I did have a satellite dish at my granddad's when I was 12. But yes, when I invested, I'd come back from college in 1997 at 20 years old. You are correct.
Tasty.
I thought that one would throw you. I thought that one would throw you for a loop. Well done, sir.
Nah, I know the Nick timeline. I talk a lot on the show, but I listen a lot too. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, I am back in the hot seat for round 10. Still 3 points down, guys. But, hey, I can make it up. We got 10 more questions to go. Let's go.
All right. Let's knock it out. Who is my favorite celebrity wrestling cameo or match. Of these celebrities, who's my favorite one who's had like a little part to play in wrestling?
Okay.
Is it Muhammad Ali? Is it Drew Carey? Is it Pete Rose? Or is it Arnold Schwarzenegger? Who had who was my favorite celebrity cameo?
That's when he was governor too, wasn't it?
No, it was when he was promoting End of Days.
Oh, that's right.
He came and he gave that awful like 2-foot missed backhand to Triple H.
I feel like you've said you loved Drew Carey before. Read them to me one more time, please.
Muhammad Ali, Drew Carey, Pete Rose, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Drew Carey. Yeah, because I don't know. You're not a baseball guy, so Pete Rose is probably not for you. Muhammad Ali was WrestleMania 1, I think, was when he made the appearance. Yeah, Drew Carey.
Drew Carey. Final answer. Final answer.
Final answer.
Lock it in. Technically, the Muhammad Ali appearance that I was referring to was actually his match with King Kong Bundy. But that is not it. Nor is it Pete Rose. Nor is it Drew Carey. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
God damn it!
You know what a mark I am for Arnold.
I know. And I thought you were throwing that one in there to mess with me.
No, that's the real one. I love Drew Carey's appearance. I laughed at it. Pete Rose, I love the gimmick of him just always getting tombstoned by Kane. But both of them are typical celebrity appearances where they come out and get beat up. That's it. Muhammad Ali is up there, but I didn't live it. You know what I mean? I just know more of it by reputation, like having seen it later. So it didn't connect with me. But Schwarzenegger, like, I'm a mark for Schwarzenegger. Seeing him in WWE stuff was, I wanted more. I still want more. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, there's no coming back for me now.
He also cut a promo for Triple H at WrestleMania 31.
That's true. Good question. Good diversion there as well. I figured you were just throwing in the Arnold one to throw me. I didn't realize. I didn't think it'd be a real answer. Crap.
You can still come
I'm
back.
down by 4 now.
If I get this one right, then you're down by 4.
All right.
You got some big comebacks to do.
Well, I'm going to test your memory now, which has proven to be really good, because now the real questions start.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Shit. Those were already?
No, those were like the beginning rounds, like the simple ones that you get to.
Oh, God.
You get past those in the early rounds. What was the name we used for episode 0 of Busted Wide Open? Was it Don't Hinder Gender? Was it Backlash Preview? Funny Ain't Money? Or Gorilla Position? 4 years ago next month.
That's cruel.
Episode 0.
Yeah, and you know I don't go back and listen to the shows. You know I don't go back and listen to the shows. Yeah. So that's...
It's been 4 years.
And what's brutal is those are all early episode names. I know that. I know those were all early episode names.
And you came up with all of them.
Did I?
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Actually, you came up with 1, 2, 3. I think we collaborated on how to do the intro.
This episode 0?
This is our episode 0 intro one that we did to introduce ourselves. Don't tell him, chat. Don't help.
I'm not looking at chat. I'm being a good boy. Chat, you can say what you want. I'm not looking at you.
He only gets to use you guys once.
And it will not be on this one. Because of those 4, only one expresses the idea of waiting to go on, of waiting to begin the show, of hanging out in a place like the green room before going out to perform a show. And that's kind of what episode 0 is. It's right before the show begins. Don't Hinder the Gender was, I believe, one of our first episodes. Funny Isn't Money, I think, is one of our first bonus episodes or one of our first extra episodes. I believe it was even numbered. kind of like State of the Roman. I don't even remember what the other one you said was. It was those two, and then it was gorilla position, and then it was, what was the other one you said?
Would you like me to repeat the 4?
Yes, please.
Don't hinder gender.
Wasn't that one?
Backlash preview.
No.
Funny ain't money.
No.
Gorilla position.
That one. Lock me in.
Final answer.
Final answer. I'm feeling pretty confident about this one.
Well, episode 1 was actually our preview of Backlash. It's the very first thing we did. The second one was we were talking about comedy gimmicks and if they still worked in Funny Ain't Money. And the third episode was Don't Hinder Gender because he had won the title.
Right.
And yes, our episode 0 introducing ourselves to the world was gorilla position.
Yeah, buddy.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Tequila, don't fail me now.
Well, I am back in the hot seat for number, I guess this is round 11, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
On the back half. Shit's only going to get crazier from here. Of these, who is my least favorite performer? As in, who works me the most?
Okay. Triggers
who works
you.
me the hardest? Who triggers me the most?
Okay.
Again, who triggers me the most? Is it Psycho Sid? Is it Kenta? Is it Taichi? Or is it Stephanie McMahon?
See, I was expecting the fourth one to be Ultimate Warrior to throw me off. Psycho Sid is a good one too, but I don't know that you've ever really expressed that. What were the others? Stephanie McMahon, Psycho Sid,
Kenta, and Taichi.
I mean, Taichi. Taichi, you have expressed on numerous occasions, is your most hated person in all of wrestling. However, you have also expressed some extreme disdain for Stephanie McMahon and her whole philanthropy is marketing BS. How could I, after all these years, how could I not say that your highest level of that you hate, that works you the most is not, how could I not say Taichi? Taichi.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
That's your final answer. Well, the question was, who works me the most? Meaning someone is intentionally pissing me off, that they're heel work, that they're intentionally trying to get my goat. Not that that's who they actually are. And by that metric, Taichi is correct.
Hey!
Stephanie just pisses me off in real life. She drives me nuts. You're completely right. But you are correct. Taichi works me. I want to kill him every time I see him.
Every time he starts singing that lip syncing that stupid song.
And it's completely, it's all his act. And I actually really respect him as a wrestler, as a performer.
You know, that's a good point. To get that level of heat.
Yeah.
Without it being go away heat, right?
Oh my God, you bastard. I hate him so much, but I respect him. So well played. Nick, you are on the hot seat now. Or
do I get a point back or?
Yes, you have a point. You got a point for that.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm only down 3 now.
You have 5 points.
I got to make the comeback.
Unless I get this one wrong. If I get this one wrong, you're down by 3. If I get this one right, you're still down by 4.
Oh, okay. Now let's go. You're going to hate me.
More than normal?
Because I actually had to go count this today.
Oh, shit. No, you didn't even know? You don't even know this one.
Oh, you didn't know? How many actual episodes of Busted Wide Open have there been? Actual episodes. How many actual episodes of Busted Wide Open have we done? Is it A, 322, B, 450, C, 376, or D, 525?
So we're including, because what we do is we only number the flagship show right now, right? Raw, SmackDown, the Sports Center shows.
Right. So we used to do the once weekly podcasts.
Right. So, but now you're counting, and of those we're up to about 320 something. So I know that's not the number. But in addition, we've got pay-per-view recaps. We've got bonus episodes. We've got patron mailbag, which is about somewhere around 80 at this point. So that puts us to at least 400 right there. But then plus all the bonus, plus all the other content, bonus episodes. I mean, we've got to be on at least somewhere around 20. And then pay-per-view recaps. I mean, got to be mid to upper double digits there. I'm gonna guess the 500 number, and this is a complete guess, but I'm just doing some head math there. I'm gonna go for 500 something, whatever that 500 number was. What was the actual 525? I'm gonna go 525. Lock me in, Mr. Howell.
Final answer.
Final answer.
We just recorded episode number 322.
Yes.
And all of those that you just rattled off end up totaling 450.
Damn. Okay.
The thing that was a little bit of a trick there is that there was a point when we were doing just the audio podcasts in end of 2017. We started breaking out the individual segments into their own episodes. Do you remember doing that?
Yes.
I started chopping them up, and we would do intro and outro on each one of them. We would have a separate episode.
Okay.
So it skewed the number a little bit if you try to do it like on a per week count.
I went high though.
You did a little bit high.
Were you including BW?
So the other thing to think about is that we didn't really start
Daily in that.
What's that?
You including BW Daily in that?
I did not.
You didn't, huh?
I did not.
That?
So that's even more. You know, if we went and counted BWO Daily, it might be more. Did we do 75 episodes of Daily? We might both. We
might have.
We almost need to disqualify that question altogether because
that's okay. I'll take my loss. I'll take my loss. I'll take it on that one.
The other thing, we didn't really start doing pay-per-view recaps until WrestleMania last year.
That's true too.
When we went live after WrestleMania for the first time.
All right, it's a minor slip. It's okay.
It's
coming
okay.
back in the next round. All right.
You still got 2 or 3 points on me.
I still do. I'm up by 3.
You're
8-5 going into round 12.
Okay.
In what year did my mother tell me that wrestling was, quote, mindless non-entertainment? In what year did my mother tell me that wrestling was mindless non-entertainment? Was it 1989? Was it 2002? Was it 2021? Or was it 1998?
Is there an all of the above option? It's
she's used different epithets, but this was a very specific one.
There's a reason I'm going to answer what I'm going to answer, and it's because I was going back and counting episodes, and I was looking up the name of Gorilla Position, and I actually listened to the first 20 minutes or so of Gorilla Position for the throwback. And in that episode, when we were introducing ourselves, you mentioned that you would watch Saturday morning wrestling as a wee lad, even though your parents were running around just telling you it was fake all the time. So I'm going to go with A, 1989. Final answer.
Final answer. Lock yourself in. Locked in. You're locked in. Well, as you know, it was just the Danger Pops' birthday. And I was up there staying at my parents' house. I did the show from there last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was up there, my mother called wrestling mindless non-entertainment. But It was not the first time she had said it.
Oh.
The first time she said it was on a Saturday morning in 1989. Well played. Well played.
I would not have been able to guess that had I not listened to that thing today.
Well played. Well played. 2021 was there to throw you off. I couldn't remember if I had told you that she said that when I was just up there just now.
No, you didn't.
Not.
That's funny, though.
Okay. Well, all right. You got another point. Another point on the board for you, sir. Now, can I keep my
Am I
lead?
still down by 3?
Well, it depends on what I do now.
Okay. We're going to get fun again. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Bring it
You
on.
ready?
Bring it on.
What did I mark out for the most in the Attitude Era?
Okay. The whole thing?
Was it A, Al Snow and Head? Was it B, The Godfather and the Ho Train? Was it C, The New Age Outlaws entrance? Or was it D, The Rock making fun of Michael Cole?
There's no E, all of the above?
No.
This is brutal because you just said on Stephen Larson's show how much you wanted Al Snow
To have an A&E
A&E
documentary, yeah.
Yeah, an A documentary.
Yep.
So that puts Al Snow right front and foremost on my mind. But I mean, the Ho Train.
Right.
The Ho Train. I don't think I know it's not Rock and Michael. Well, Rock and Michael Cole was really funny, but I think of all the things Rock did, that wouldn't be the thing you marked out the most for. And I know that you're a big DX mark, so that entrance would be big. I might need to use a lifeline on this because I've got 3 that are just deadlocked to get together.
Which of your lifelines would you like to use, Surrey and Dangerous?
I really don't want to use this now. It seems like it's a little early to me, and I'm starting to lose my advantage. But I'm going to have to take a 50-50 on this one.
50-50, are you sure?
50-50, yes. Give me a 50.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
with the 50-50.
yeah. Do it. Give me 50-50. All right. Come on.
Okay, computer has removed. All right, so your 2 remaining answers are Al Snow and Head and the New Age Outlaws entrance.
God damn it. All right. Those would have been the 2 that I was having trouble with before, which I think the computer might have known when it took away 2 of them. How funny that the computer did that. Al Snow and Head or the New Age Outlaws entrance.
AI these days are crazy.
It's the fact that you just said Al Snow that makes me think he's on your mind.
The question was, what did I mark out for the most in the end?
Yeah. Oh, I know. And that's the only thing that's throwing me about that. But I've got to think, like the rest of us, that every time the New Age Outlaws came out with that entrance and Road Dogg, like I was imitating it earlier in this very show. I've got to think that was your biggest mark out moment. I'm just gonna do it right now. We gotta keep the show moving. I'm gonna say the entrance of the New Age Outlaws. Lock me in.
Final answer?
Final answer.
I actually owned a mannequin head and wrote help me on his forehead, and every time he would come out I would hold it up and scream,
You gotta
head.
be kidding me.
However, I still today know every single word of my favorite thing ever in the Attitude Era, the entrance of the New Age Outlaws. Very well done, sir.
Son of a bitch.
Very well done. The head with help me written on it actually sat on the mantle of our fireplace. Alongside like a thing of bottle caps and
you just gave me a heart attack.
Empty packs of cigarettes.
Oh, you gave me a heart attack.
Yep.
Oh, you bastard.
Yep. Well done. Well broken down. Unfortunately, you did use your lifeline there.
I did. Damn it.
Yeah. So you do have your Ask Chat that you can still use.
Yes, I do.
But I think I'm still down 3. Is that correct after that round?
You were down. Yes, 9-6.
9-6. Okay. All right, it is time to move on to round 13. Lucky number 13.
Start getting some silly questions now.
Yep.
Go for it.
All right, here we go.
Which diva / superstar have I thirsted for the most?
I have this same question. This is going to be fun.
Was it Lita? Was it Stacy Keibler? Was it Tori Wilson? Or was it Paige?
No, it's not Lita. It's not Paige. You have said multiple times that you were into Stacy Keibler. Because we would have these conversations from time to time. I'm trying to just think if there was... I'm trying to go through my memory banks and see if there was any time that you would have mentioned Lita. Because I know you were into like punk and like that alternative look and things like Everything in me is saying Stacy Keibler. Everything in my being is saying Stacy Keibler. I am locking in. I'm locking in Stacy Keibler. Final answer.
Final answer. Final answer.
Final answer.
You see, the thing about Lita is I absolutely found her gorgeous. And I loved the whole, as you say, kind of counterculture thing.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I didn't have a whole lot of use for Tori Wilson, because she was just too, bread and butter girl next door. And Paige just... I went through my phase of being into crazy women. But I was a bit past it by the time Paige came along. But damn it if I don't like a good pair of legs. And a beautiful smile. Stacy Keibler, you are 100% correct. Any lady who's good enough for George Clooney is good enough for me.
What a woman.
Well played. What a woman. Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, it's your turn to be in the
Well
hot
done.
seat.
I'm sweating enough, so
Yeah, this one's going to make you sweat a little bit because I don't know that we've ever talked about this one.
Oh. I've got to guess. Great. All right.
You got to guess. Here we go.
Crap.
What was the first WrestleMania that I ever watched? The first WrestleMania I ever watched.
Oh, shit.
Was it WrestleMania 14? Was it WrestleMania 3? Was it WrestleMania 19? Or was it WrestleMania 15?
This is brutal. And I can't even use a lifeline for this because, as you say, you've never said this before.
And I'll explain after.
This is absolutely...
There's only one person, and I actually wish we could have put the phone a friend lifeline in, because there's one person that knows this answer. Because he was there with me, and you know it.
That eliminates 3. 14, 15, and 20, did you say?
14, 19, 15.
14, 15, 19. 19 was WrestleMania 2000, was it not? Or was that... Because then XX was 20.
WrestleMania 19 was in 2003.
Why is my timeline off with that then? I'm going to go completely on a wild out guess with this. And just try and guess what was around your 20s. Like when you turned 20. And I'm just, yeah, you're right. This one's making me sweat. I'm just going to say 15 to get out of this. If I lose the point, I lose the point. 15. Lock me in, Dan.
Final answer.
Final answer. I thought it was your grandpa and you were watching 3 on his knee or something. 15. 15, damn it. Come on, big money.
The funny part about me watching the Attitude Era, I was dead broke. And all of my friends were dead broke. I never actually got to watch a WrestleMania. I always had to wait for somebody to get the tape. The first WrestleMania I've watched was with our friend Andy Nelson in 2003 before he left for Los Angeles.
Wow.
And it's kind of embarrassing to say that I was a fan of wrestling for 6-7 years before I ever got to see a WrestleMania that way. But it's real. It was 19 in 2003.
That's wild, man.
Yep. And
What was
that's
that?
why I was
That
saying Andy knows that because it was the thing we did right before he pulled his Honda Accord out of Charlotte and drove across the country to Los Angeles.
Was that the one that Brock almost died in when he did like the shooting star?
I don't remember that one. I don't think it was that one. I feel like it was later. That was a couple more down the road, I think.
Okay.
21 maybe. That was, well, we don't need to go into a full recap of it, but let's see.
But 2003, 2002, yeah, wasn't that like
what was the match card? It was Booker T and Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship.
The one with the really awful finish.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And
of all the first WrestleManias to see, that's what a sad one.
Yeah, and it was it had Rock and Stone Cold as well. So yeah, there's lots of stuff. It was 19.
Yeah, that's one where Brock
19 was the one Brock almost killed himself. Yeah. Okay, again, it's one of those that were it wasn't really that good.
That would have been, by the way, a perfect match if Brock had pulled that off.
Yeah.
That's the tragedy of it.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers it now for the botch. They don't forget that it was a brilliant match until that point. All right. Crap.
There we go.
Well, you brought it back to within 2, sir.
Whew.
You still can pull this out.
Whew.
Got a couple more to go.
Round 14.
All right.
You do have one lifeline left to ask chat, as a reminder.
You got 2. You got 2, and you're only down by 2.
I've been intentionally saving them. Because I think you're going to throw me some curveballs at the end.
It's getting scary.
But let's go. Let's go to round 14.
Because I believe in equity on this show, I can't just ask which female superstar I thirst over. So which of these male superstars would I if I went that way? If you know what I mean.
How the hell am I supposed to know what you're into? Okay.
Is it Kota Ibushi?
I mean, who doesn't thirst over him?
Is it Angel Garza? Is it Roman Reigns? Or is it Finn Balor?
See, I feel like I know you love Finn Balor, but I don't think you would find him attractive, is the nice way to say that. Roman's nipples are too small. I'm gonna go Kota Ibushi because of all of them on that list. That is just a goddamn specimen of a human being, and it's got to be Kota Ibushi. Final answer.
Is that your final answer?
Locking it in. Locking it in. It's got to be.
Well, you're correct in the sense that Roman Reigns, you've ruined him for me, because that man is all man.
He is.
That he is a man that makes me feel like less of a man.
Except he's got the nipples of a toddler.
Right.
Right.
He has the nipples of a chihuahua.
Right.
And that unfortunately it's the only thing that actually mars his appeal. And you didn't even mention Angel Garza, and that's largely just because, I'm a little bit intimidated by when every time he rips off his pants, I just go, I can't. That's just, it's too much, sir. It's too much.
Oh God!
It's just
the cut of your trunks is a little high, sir.
Jesus. Although Angel is blessed with the best male behind in WWE.
Totally. He does his squats.
Clear. Good Lord. Which does leave us between your answer, Kota Ibushi, and Finn Balor. Both of whom do share very similar traits. They're both cut like Jesus.
Jesus wasn't even that cut.
No. Jesus wishes he was this cut.
Right.
I like those two guys. For whatever reason, I feel like one of the two of them is a bit too sterile. Like he's just too perfectly put together. And that man is Kota Ibushi, meaning I feel like Finn Balor would be a better cuddler. I'm a Finn Balor. Stupid, sexy Finn Balor. The Finn Dong. Where do you think the Finn Dong came from? Finn Balor. I would if I could, if I went that way. Which I don't, but if I did. Finn Balor. All night long, all night. Esme, I know you know what I'm talking about out there. Esme?
I didn't see that
Back
one
me
coming at all.
No?
Well, crap. Okay. Well, that's me done.
Not necessarily.
Unless you get all of these next ones wrong. Time for fun. Let's go. Round 14.
We're still 9-7. You're right where you were.
Okay.
Still good. 5-11.
Which of these is my all-time favorite wrestling promotion? Is it WWE, ECW, CCW, or PWG?
Oof. WWE, ECW, CZW, PWG. All time.
All-time favorite.
All time. I don't feel like you were a very big ECW fan. I also don't think the PWG, as much as you like it, is going to be your all-time favorite because you've only gotten into it in the last few years. Which leaves WWE and CZW. And I think, I remember that you said you have a long history with CZW and you love it and you watch a lot of its matches. But the problem is, I don't think that you have the history with it. And it's just a matter of how intensely you like it. And I don't think you like it. I don't think you have as many good memories with it as you do with WWE. And this is kind of a weird thing because I feel like a lot of our listeners might empathize with this, where they might enjoy New Japan, they might enjoy AEW, but I think there's a large percentage of them, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that WWE is what brought them to the dance. And so if you can ask them right now what your favorite is, like right now you say AEW is your favorite show to watch.
Yeah, currently.
But I feel like all time WWE would reign supreme. So I'm gonna go for WWE.
Final answer.
Final answer.
I do love CZW very, very much because of its brutality, but it's a one-trick pony. And you are absolutely right. The decades of history that I have with WWE, even though it probably gives me more reason to have as much disdain for the current product that I do. It is absolutely WWE. It's going all the way back to
Ziggler. I appreciate that, buddy.
Multiple memories, all kinds of good stuff. And the Attitude Era especially. It has to be WWE.
Man.
Yep.
Woo!
And it is the one that brought me to the dance. It's the one that brung me. And I found WCW Nitro because of it. I found CZW because of it. I eventually went back and watched some ECW stuff, but FCW NXT fired up tough enough. I got into all of that stuff. So
yeah,
it was all based on WWE.
You had to go back to find ECW.
Right.
So yeah. Okay.
Right.
Phew.
Well done,
All right.
sir.
So
Well done. I
thank
thought I
you.
would throw you with the CZW there. That's
You did.
well played.
I was twisted.
Yeah.
All right. Round 15. We're getting down to the wire here. Getting close. If I were to recast Star Wars, who of these four would I recast as Han Solo? Would I cast Cody Rhodes? Would I cast Chuck Taylor? Chucky T? Would I cast Tetsuya Naito? Or would I cast Kevin Owens as Han Solo?
I feel like somebody made us recast Star Wars on the mailbag recently. And I feel like I remember you bringing up Chucky T. It's not Naito. Kevin Owens is also a very good one. To me, it's between Kevin Owens. Oh man, and I got to start using some of this stuff and getting some points back. Like if I lose another point,
Yeah, you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble. But I also know what I got coming for you.
Hello.
I'm actually going to use my 50-50 here, if you don't mind. So, computer, please eliminate 2 of the wrong answers from the choices.
Okay. 50-50 has been used. Would I cast Chuck Taylor or Kevin Owens? Right back at you, buddy.
I feel like we said both of these. I feel like we said both of these when somebody asked us to recast Star Wars. And that's where I'm hung up. It's kind of a coin toss for me at this point. I definitely have memories of Kevin Owens being said, and I definitely have memories of Chucky T being said. But I remember Kevin Owens more than I remember Chucky T. And I think Kevin Owens has the better demeanor and kind of the wild man attitude. God, I wish one of these had been eliminated. I'm going to go Kevin Owens.
It was the computer. Don't blame me.
I'm going to go Kevin. Yeah, that damn AI these days, right?
Damn AI, man.
I'm going to go Kevin Owens. Like half of me is going, no, Chucky T. But there's something in me saying Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, final answer. Kevin Owens.
Lock it in. It is Kevin Owens. Chucky T is not. He's great. I think he could do a good job, but he's a little bit too goofy. Kevin's got that edge to him. That sarcastic, just asshole edge to him.
Yeah, that's
and he
what
can
Chucky's
still be
missing.
lovable. He can still be lovable. Exactly. Kevin would be my Han Solo.
Oh, take your time, sweetheart. Just all of that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see Kevin Owens doing.
I love you. I know.
I know.
All of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Owens. To a T.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Nicely played, sir.
That one was tough. Like I didn't want to use the lifeline on that one, but
I'm glad you did.
I'm glad I did. Well,
it
didn't make a difference because those were my 2 choices anyway. So it's
right.
I thought I'd take a chance and see if you'd eliminate one of them. But anyway, okay, where are we at? Round 15 for you. You're in the hot seat. Before Tony Storm and before Velvet Sky, which of these superstars did I thirst the hardest for? Was it Trish Stratus, Lita, Kelly, or Tori Wilson?
Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson, Lita, Kelly Kelly. My first gut instinct is to say Tori Wilson. I know you were a fan of hers. And I believe you've mentioned Kelly Kelly before. I think Lita is too edgy for you. And I think Trish is a little bit too Trish for you.
Okay. I don't even know what that means, but it's funny.
Just let it ride.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tori or Kelly Kelly? Do I go to the chat for this one? This is going to be a complete wild guess if I do this one.
So as chat, you will have 1 minute for chat to give you suggestions.
To figure it out. Yeah.
And based on their responses, you can either go, you don't have to, you can go with theirs or you can pick your own.
I'm going to save it for one that I think the chat might know. They're just going to be guessing the same way that I do on this one. It would just be like trial by consensus. I'm going to go for Tori Wilson. Complete, just, yeah, Tori Wilson. I'm not going to overthink it. Tori Wilson.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You know, I could never be into Trish Stratus because she hooked up with Vince McMahon, and Kelly Kelly basically ran through the entire locker room, and it is definitely Tori Wilson.
Yeah!
Yes.
Boom,
Well done,
baby.
sir. Well done. Tori Wilson looks hotter today somehow 20 years later than she did then. So I don't.
Yes,
that
she does.
woman is working
Looks
out
amazing.
and doing like fitness programs with people and shit, and it's just somehow she's gotten hotter. Like much like Jennifer Aniston is way hotter now than she was ever on Friends.
Yeah.
Tori Wilson is somehow getting even more stunning.
They're all hanging out with Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, apparently.
Well done, sir. All right, so
Thank you.
where do we stand after 15 rounds?
You're still only down by 3. You could still come back if I completely bungle the end of this. It's 11-8 going into round 16.
All right, 5 rounds to go.
Yep, you could totally still pull this out.
Totally still pull this out. But I'm back in the hot seat for round 16. Let's go.
Yes, indeed. All right. Of these, who do I think should not have been WWE champion?
Oh, okay.
Who do I think was the wrong decision to strap with the belt? Was it Alberto Del Rio? Was it Jinder Mahal? Was it Brock Lesnar? Or was it Diesel? Who of those 4 do I think should not have been WWE champion?
I'm pretty sure Alberto Del Rio was world champion. I don't remember him ever having the WWE championship. I feel like that's
I wasn't trying to make this a trick question.
Okay.
It's the top champion.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Brock was also both. It's
Yeah. Because that was before they unified them.
Who should not have had a
WWE.
who should not have had a heavyweight belt? Excuse me for the miss.
So Del Rio, Lesnar,
Jinder Mahal, and Diesel.
Alberto Del Rio.
Is that your final answer?
I'm wondering if you have any disdain for Diesel that I'm not aware of. He's kind of the oddball in there. Yeah, Del Rio, because he's a piece of shit.
You locking it in?
Final answer.
You answered it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You came right out with it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not hiding any disdain for Diesel. I think he was a fine champ. It just was a bad time in creative and WWE wrestling. They didn't do a good job with his reign, but nothing wrong with him. Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. Obviously, no problem with him. I think he deserves it. He's a huge attraction. Which leaves us with Jinder Mahal and Alberto. And as we talked about on this show, there was nothing fundamentally wrong with Jinder Mahal being champion other than it was an obvious naked play to try to get Indian audiences. He looked the part. Wasn't entirely ready for it. They could have, but if they'd build him up properly, he could have been champ. Alberto, though, never saw anything in him. You were 100% correct. Not sure why. Also, F that guy.
Get the out of wrestling.
He's gonna wrestle. He's gonna have a triple threat.
He's gonna have like a shoot fight with Andrade.
No, it's not a shoot fight. It's a triple threat. It's Andrade and
where in AAA or something?
No, like not Lucha de Apuestas. It's a smaller company.
Oh, poor Andrade.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yep. All righty, your turn to be in the hot seat, sir.
Ooh.
Speaking of things that you didn't like.
That question right, too. I gotta be careful. You can pull closer. All right.
Which of these, none of which are Nia Jax, but did I dislike on the same level?
Whoa.
Great Khali, Jonathan Coachman, JBL, or Jeff Jarrett?
Jesus. Coachman, Jarrett,
JBL, and Great Khali.
JBL, Great Khali. I think you said that you didn't like Khali, but you didn't have a problem with him just because you like big guys. He just wasn't that great. And we did that. We did the special on him on one of our shows about his upbringing, and you were impressed by him. You thought he was fine. Coachman, I could see you possibly hating because he was really annoying. Jarrett, I'm the one who can't stand Jarrett. I don't know if you feel the same way about it. And JBL, I don't think you have that much of a problem, not a Nia level problem with. So I'm going to guess Coachman.
Final answer.
Don't make that sound at me. Before you ask me if it's a fight, don't make that sound at me. I hear you. Yes, Coachman. Final answer. You're trying to throw me off.
I really never had a problem with JBL. In fact, I think he's one of the best heel champs that maybe we had in the aughts.
Yes.
Khali, I have much respect for as a man, not much as a wrestler. Jeff Jarrett, he's a drunk. I just never cared. Jonathan Coachman, though, makes my spine tingle.
Hey!
And when a couple of years ago, when he was doing some stints on pay-per-view pre-shows and things like that, and then he would come back and call some matches on Raw, so my blood would be boiling. I don't know what it is. He's an idiot. The sound of his voice makes my skin crawl.
I seem to recall he came back for some Raws and he was driving you nuts. So
oh,
that was why I guessed that.
His calls are terrible. His voice is terrible. The stupid hat that he wore in 2003 was terrible. Get out of my wrestling. Thank you for going over to ESPN and leaving us alone. Jonathan Coachman. That guy.
Well, all right. Oh,
yes.
man.
Not since like Jonathan Coachman have I disliked anyone as much as Nia Jax.
They kept him and they tossed Kevin Kelly. What a shame.
No shit.
All right, we're down to the final few here, Nick. Still very close. 3 points separating us. I'm in the lead. Round 17.
Round 17.
What wrestling moment of these made me laugh the hardest? Was it
okay,
the PWG butt thumb centipede, where Jushin Thunder Liger led a train of now very famous superstars, including Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Pete Dunne,
Aleister Black was in there.
Aleister Black, and they all had their thumbs up each other's butts, and he led them around the ring in a big centipede following him. It's just still to this day one of the most bizarre things you'll ever see. Was it that? Was it Kurt Angle and Steve Austin playing guitar together?
That makes me laugh right now.
Was it? I'm trying not to laugh thinking of these things. Was it Snitsky punting the baby?
Oh.
Or was it Team Hell No going to therapy? Was it the butt thumb centipede?
It was not the butt thumb centipede. It was
Austin and
not
Angle playing
Snitsky
guitar.
kicking the baby. I'm narrowing it down to Austin and Angle playing guitar, or it's going to be Team Hell No going to therapy, because that is arguably the funniest thing that's ever happened in WWE. It's one of the smartest, wittiest. But it's about what you laughed at. And there's something, we have inner 12-year-olds that go, Kurt Angle, give me crack corn, I don't care. Excuse me.
Good save. That was an AEW save right there.
Right. I'm going to go Team Hell No going to therapy, because to me that is way funnier. But I don't know if it was as funny to you. That's my guess. Kane and Daniel Bryan going to therapy.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Team Hell No going to therapy is, as you say, one of the funniest skits WWE's ever produced, but it's more of an intellectual funny, whereas I gut laughed. Kumbaya, my lord! Kumbaya! Kurt Angle with a little tiny cowboy hat. Gut laughed. On the floor. I still, to this day, if I'm in a bad mood, I put that on. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Sorry. That's a tough one.
Damn.
That's a tough one. Tough one, buddy.
Okay.
I'm going to go watch that after we're done here. That's
okay.
That gives me the happies.
You want to play that game?
You better hope that I screw this one up, man. Otherwise, I might pull ahead.
You want to pull that game? Okay, here we go. Which of these is my favorite comedy segment of all time?
Oh, look at this.
And for the record, guys, we have not seen each other's questions.
No. You would put the same question in the same slot?
I think that's the second time we've actually done that.
That's very impressive. Wow.
JBL fights an inflatable Godzilla after being shot with a trank dart. I'm trying not to laugh. A lot of you may have forgotten about that, but it's one that I distinctly remember.
I totally forgot about it. Wasn't that? It was a punishment. He
was going to go get, I forget who he was after. He pulled out a little toy rifle with a trank dart, and then what's-her-name got bumped in the door and shot him with it.
Yeah, what? Now, what did he have to do that? Wasn't that segment a punishment because he pissed off the Germans? When he was in Germany, like he did something, he made
I feel like it was in Japan.
No, I feel like it was Germany.
I don't remember.
I'll have to look that up. He had an overseas issue. He messed up overseas and pissed off the locals because he made something horribly insensitive. And so that segment was to actually make it. He was like, they're like, go out there and make a fool of yourself.
Yeah, he had to pull his pants down and everything.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Remember, he took his belt off and slapped the Godzilla with it, and then took his pants down.
God.
Yeah, that was it, Jacob. JBL goose-stepped in Germany.
I knew it was something Nazi-like in Germany.
No, you don't do that.
Oh, no. You go to jail for that in Germany.
You even mention or do anything Nazi-related in Berlin or anywhere.
Yeah, they don't mess around with that. It's not like it's like the Confederate flag here. It's real over there.
So for the record, all four of these are on my list of all-time favorite comedy segments.
I totally forgot. Oh, sorry. Okay, I broke that one up.
Yeah. JBL fighting the inflatable Godzilla after being shot with a trank dart. Rock, This Is Your Life.
That's a good one too.
Kurt Angle in a milk truck hoses down the Alliance.
That's a really good one too.
Or Vince McMahon is given a lie detector test by Mr. America, aka Hulk Hogan.
Right. No, what do you mean? It's not Hulk Hogan.
It's Mr. America.
He proved it wasn't. I'm surprised that neither of us in our funny segments, neither of us had Vince getting hit in the head with a bedpan. Okay, so JBL Godzilla.
Because the funnier part of that segment was Mankind introducing Sokka.
Mr. Sokka.
Yeah.
JBL and Godzilla. well trained. Kurt Angle milk truck. Damn it. Lie detector test for McMahon.
Yeah.
You gotta be the fourth one again, man. I'm sorry. I was lost on JBL. and
Rock,
Godzilla.
This Is Your Life.
I don't even care. Just put me down for Godzilla and JBL. I don't care what it really is. I'm just picking that one. I'm pretty sure it's Mr. It's Rock. This Is Your Life, but I don't care. JBL and Godzilla.
Final answer.
Final answer. Just put me down for it. Oh.
It is really funny. You should go back and watch it. Rock, This Is Your Life is legendary. Kurt Angle spraying the Alliance is legendary.
All time.
But if you go back and watch Vince taking a lie detector test and him just saying stuff randomly off the cuff and then buzzing and checking and bell ringing him, it is still one of my, I still just, I think it's hilarious. It is one of my favorite comedy segments.
It's funny because like I kind of took that one on the chin as penance for completely blowing the segment here, but I swore it was going to be Mankind, This Is Your Life, or Rock, This Is Your Life.
No.
I would never have gotten that.
All right. It's well done, but all the people that come out are kind of stale.
Damn.
Stiff and just, I mean, Rock and Mankind killed it, but all the people they brought out were just meh. I went back and watched all of these again, and the one that I laughed at the most, I even watched like 3 or 4 more just to make sure.
I don't care. I'm going to go watch JBL and the Dinosaur after this.
The whole bit about him, so Hogan's asked, Mr. America, excuse me.
Mr.
Asks
America,
him,
come on.
You've spent the last 3 months staring at Tori Wilson's Playboy. No, I haven't. I haven't looked at that in a month. Just that whole series of things, and the timing of it is just, it's so on and so funny. And Hulk Hogan is so not even barely involved in it. It's just Mr. McMahon
selling it all.
It is peak McMahon to me.
I'm going to have to go watch that after that. I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember it being like, all right.
It's
thank you.
Hilarious to me.
All right.
So have Nick, I pulled within 2?
No, you're we both got that one right. Oh, sorry, no, I got that one wrong. We both got that one wrong. So we are still at 12-9. So you could tie at this point. We could have a tie.
Okay. Let's go to round 18. Here we go. Final rounds.
Who is my favorite wrestler turned actor? Is it Jesse Ventura? Is it The Rock? Is it Batista? Or is it Kevin Nash? Who is my favorite wrestler that has become an actor? And as an actor is my favorite as an actor. Who's my favorite wrestler turned?
Run them down one more time for me.
Jesse Ventura, The Rock, Batista, or Kevin Nash.
See, I don't know whether to pick Jesse Ventura because we're both huge marks for Predator, but that's about it. If you look at The Rock, I think you appreciate what he's accomplished. But I think you went from you hated Batista as a wrestler, but even you said earlier that you love him now. You didn't like him until he became an actor.
What is your final answer, sir?
Everything in me is saying Batista because I think that's the biggest swing, and I think that's the one that's probably left the biggest impression on you. So,
locking it
in. As
in?
much as I want to say Jesse Ventura, Batista, final answer.
Lock it in. It's funny because Jesse Ventura was in Running Man, and he was so good. Predator is all time. And as you say, The Rock is really good. You're right. It's Batista. He's gone from being a wrestler I couldn't stand to a movie star. I will go watch a movie just because he's in it. I even watched Stuber.
I did too. It was fun. It was hilarious.
Yeah, well done, sir. I think I said that on. That's one that I definitely put out there.
You kind of led me on that one. You put it out there. All right, and if it was going to be wrong, that was going to really break my heart because. I was invested in that one. Okay. Okay. You're in the hot seat now. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
Who is my favorite current champion across all promotions? Out of all the promotions, who's my current favorite champion? Doesn't have to be world champion. Doesn't have to be just. They have to have a title. They have to have a title.
All right, give me the 4.
Jon Moxley, Apollo Crews, Roman Reigns, or Bobby Lashley.
It's between Roman and Lashley. I know you're not a fan of Moxley as a champion in general. I don't think he's done enough as the U.S. champ in Japan. Apollo Crews, we love him as a champ, but the gimmick. It's between Roman and Lashley, and they're both such awesome, dominant champions. They look so awesome. I'm gonna it's. I know you love what they're doing with Roman right now. I know you absolutely love what they're doing with Roman. You want him to keep the title forever. But something about Dick heel in a suit. You love Dick heels in a suit. Bobby Lashley. Final answer. Final answer.
I do love Dick heels in suits.
Oh no.
I do absolutely love Dick heels in suits. I also do have a love for Jon Moxley. I don't know where this Apollo Crews thing is going, but what I can tell you is that I never thought I would hear myself say this out loud, but I am absolutely madly in love with what they're doing with Roman Reigns. He is absolutely my favorite champion. And he is the only real redeeming thing going on in WWE at this point, it feels like.
Crap.
So I pulled one in.
You can still tie this.
Yep.
We're going to have to go to sudden death? Crap.
I'm not prepared for that.
No.
We're just going to have to live with a tie at this point.
We've been doing this for long enough.
Right. It's like I haven't eaten dinner yet. It's 10:30.
Yeah, so same. All right, let's knock out number 19 here.
Here we go.
Starting to get tense.
Oh, it's close, guys.
The entire chat knew that one, and I didn't. Damn it. I should have used my lifeline. Who is the only wrestler who has bled on me?
I know
had
this.
their blood on me.
I know this.
Was it Pentagon Jr.? Was it New Jack? Was it Vampiro? Or was it Rey Mysterio? Who was the only wrestler to have bled on me?
So I know it was at Lucha Underground. And when you first said Pentagon, I was like, oh no, is he going to give me 4 people from Lucha Underground to pick? I don't think it was Vampiro, though, because he was behind the desk. I think Pentagon threw Jeff Cobb into you. I'm going to go Pentagon. Pentagon Jr. Final answer.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
So the Lucha Underground episode in question, you are correct, was I was sitting behind the desk, right behind Vampiro, when Pentagon came out to grab him because he felt like Vampiro had let him down at the end of season 2. He had propped him up, and then he'd lost a big match, and he felt like it was Vampiro's fault. Shoulder checks me and my buddy out of the way, attacks Vampiro, starts selling to the crowd. When he comes back, Vampiro's popped up from behind the desk with a crimson mask and sprays blood all over my shoe. Vampiro. Sorry.
God.
I'm sorry, buddy.
You tricked me with that one.
I didn't trick you at all.
That was a swerve.
It wasn't nothing. Now it's just for honor, man. Can you get close?
We're gonna find out. Who is my favorite female superstar of all time?
Ooh.
My favorite female superstar of all time. Is it
Okay.
Becky Lynch?
Okay.
Charlotte Flair? Trish Stratus? Or Asuka?
it's tough because I think like you respect Charlotte, but she's not your favorite. I think you like Becky. Same thing. It's not Trish, as we said earlier, because she's just Trish.
Sex with Vince. That's fine.
Thank you for helping me
Choices.
eliminate her. Asuka. Asuka. Locking it in.
Final answer.
Final answer.
It is indeed Asuka.
Yes. Yes.
No commentary necessary. You did it all for me.
Yep. Thank you, buddy. 13-10 going into the final round. You could at least pull out some honor here. Keep it within 2.
Let's go.
Final one. What was my favorite Nick booking idea? Was it Jackson Riker wins the main event of WrestleMania?
Of course not.
Was it Joker Finn Balor reforming the Bullet Club as the Phenomenal Ones? Was it Tony Storm eloping with Nick Howell at WrestleMania? Or was it Dominic Mysterio is really Eddie's kid and becomes the new Sin Cara? Which of those 4 was my favorite Nick booking decision?
See, I thought you said you really liked the Mandy and Sonya angle that I wrote.
That wasn't an option here.
I know. That's the only one I remember you saying you liked.
You think I was going to make this easy for you? It's the final question, man.
Well,
you have a lifeline
with
left.
that, I'm going to ask chat.
All right, chat.
So chat, I need your help here. Sir Ian Dangerous, would you please read the question and options one more time, and then we'll have 1 minute for chat to weigh in.
Chat, it's got to be one of the ones I mentioned, not Asian Dawn. Was it Jackson Riker winning the main event of WrestleMania? Was it Joker Finn Balor reforming the Bullet Club as the Phenomenal Ones? Was it Tony Storm eloping with Nick at WrestleMania? Or was it Dominic really being Eddie Guerrero's kid and becoming the new Sin Cara, donning that freaking mask?
Here we go. I have 1 minute.
Chat, weigh in.
Chat, help me out. I'm leaning towards Dominic.
Got Will saying Dominic,
but
there.
I also think he would throw in the Tony thing just to mess with me, and then I'm going to have to explain stuff to Esther later.
JB is in the chat. She says Joker Finn Balor reforming Phenomenal Ones. We got another vote for B.
You hated Joker Finn Balor. And you rolled your eyes at me reforming Bullet Club.
Kyle says, I hated all of these. He thinks that I ironically liked Tony and Nick eloping.
Yeah.
Jay Cobb says Dominic being Eddie's kid because it gets brought up so much. Another vote for Dominic. Kyle saying B. I don't know if we had a consensus.
I want to say Dominic, but you always say how stupid you think it was that he was going to be the new Sin Cara. So how could you say that you liked it? You definitely didn't want Jackson Riker. You didn't like Joker Balor and his dubstep music. The only one left is Tony eloping with me. About which angle, Will? Esme, we have Ask Chat. We don't have Phone a Friend.
This is Phone a Friend. You're our
We're
friends.
doing Phone a Friend right now with chat.
This is for Nick's honor here, man. He's got to stay within
I'm going to
3.
go, okay, Will, I am going to, and several others that said it, I am going to go with Dominic, because even though you didn't like the Sin Cara mask and donning the mask and that, I do remember you liking the war that he went to with Ray and all of that stuff. So I'm going to go Dominic. Final answer.
Locked in.
Locked in.
So I bring up Jackson Riker winning the main event of WrestleMania a lot, mostly because at this point it's become kind of a meta joke thing because it's just so goddamn ridiculous. because I can't stand it so much. So it's not that one. Joker Finn Balor was an awful idea. And the name The Phenomenal Ones made me insane at first until I realized that it was a perfect name for our amazing listeners and patrons and everyone who's interacting with our show. Much more appropriate than in that Nick booking, which I wanted to die. Which leaves Tony Storm eloping with Nick and Dominic being Eddie's kid and turning into Sin Cara. And I have to admit, I hate both of these. But something about you and Tony eloping is really adorable. That's the one that I think is my one Nick booking I liked. I can't Dominic being Sin Cara and being Eddie's kid makes me absolute. That's probably the one I hate the most. Jackson Riker's a close second, totally ironically. Yeah, Tony and Nick eloping because that's adorable. That's adorable. I want you to live happily ever after. That's all I want, Nick.
Do you know how much explaining I'm going to have to do now?
That's not my problem.
I understand. Yeah.
All right. Nick, you are going to end with 10 points. Can I get up to 14 points and absolutely rout you, or will I keep my lead at 13? Final question, ladies and gentlemen, then we'll let you get back to your days. Come on.
Closing it out here. Which of these is my favorite wrestling podcast or show?
Oh, boy.
None of them, not Busted Wide Open, right?
Oh.
Going in Raw. Simon Miller's Ups and Downs. Talk is Jericho. Or Something to Wrestle With.
With Pritchard.
And Conrad, yeah.
Yeah. I know you have love for our boys at Going in Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that that's one of your go-tos on the regular. And I feel like Talk is Jericho is really good, but its guests are kind of hit or miss with you. Like, some of you like to listen to, some you don't. Something to Wrestle With has really good stories, and you love Simon Miller. Between those two, that's really tough. I'm going to have to go to the chat. Let me use my lifeline. Guys, what do you think? What is Nick's favorite podcast besides BWO? Is it Going in Raw? Is it Simon Miller's Ups and Downs? Is it Pritchard and Conrad, Something to Wrestle With? Or is it Talk is Jericho? I have one for Ups and Downs. I think everyone's typing. I hope everyone's typing. I hope they haven't all left. They saw me dominate and win, and they're like, we're done. Another for Ups and Downs. Ups and Downs, another one. Looking up like Ups and Downs so far. Something else which doesn't make sense. Going with Ups and Downs for Esme. Okay. Another Ups and Downs. Man, it's just all Ups and Downs. Was that time?
That was time, but I mean, you can still discuss. Chat's closed.
Chat's closed, but they unanimously said Ups and Downs. I'm going to go with chat. I'm going to trust my phenomenal ones. Lock me in for Ups and Downs.
Final answer.
Final answer. Come on, chat.
I absolutely love the history that Pritchard carries in his head, and I love listening to Conrad and him riff about it.
Great Macho Man impression.
I have mad respect for our boys Steven Larson. I'm just not a regular listener to everything that they do, and I love to pick out specific guests on Talk is Jericho, as you said. But there is not a week that goes by that I don't watch every single episode of Simon Miller's Ups and Downs.
Oh,
well done, chat.
Snap.
Well done, chat.
Thank you, chat.
I think that's one of the best produced wrestling things
everybody.
that happens multiple times a week. And
yeah,
since he started doing the wrestling one, going back and the retro ones, I should say, going back and watching those, they're fantastic. And it's made me go back and watch old pay-per-views.
Oh man.
So, if you're not, shout out Simon. Much love, brother.
if you made it this deep into this episode.
Right.
Hey guys, that's it. With a score of 14-10, your boy Sir Ian Dangerous wins the Who Wants to Be a Newlywed BWO Wrestling Host. Number 1. Yeah, baby. I'm sorry, Nick. Well played, though. You
Good
almost had to
questions.
come back there. Almost had to come. Very good question to you as well. Good. We were writing these questions like feverishly before this show, trying to throw each other. So we hope you had a good time with that. We hope.
Well, hey, let me do some call outs and catch up real quick.
Let's do some call outs. Let's catch up.
Because they've been here for 2 hours. I just
and I'm gonna celebrate my victory over.
Andy threw in 100 bits 2 hours ago. He said he demanded a recount. It's Triple H. I guess that was on one of the very first questions. The one that you do the impression of the most.
The one I do. He wants a recount of how many times I do a Triple H impression.
We're talking about
my entire life.
Yeah, that I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
I didn't start imitating Triple H until like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy. Sean Clark threw in 100 bits, said go to check Twitch for Impact update and catch BWO. # winning.
Nice.
Thank you, Mop Man. And Will James threw in another 1,000 bits. Oh my God, Will, thank you so much. Said, congrats to Sir Ian on the $1 million and sorry that chat failed you, Nick.
They didn't fail me.
I'm not going to hold it against you, phenomenal ones. Thank you guys for the support, for the love. This was for you guys. So I hope you had fun, all that. Oh, Esme threw in 300 bits.
Oh, thank you, Esme.
Some bits for Casual Thursday Ian. Nice shirt.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a little open a little bit farther. Excuse me.
Showed it.
Hey,
you got a little Samoan going on in there? What is that?
Thinking about Finn Balor. My shirt just popped open. Excuse me.
Buttons just flying off there.
I missed that question.
Thank you guys for all the bits. Thank you for hanging with us. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to throw this on one more time because this was a good time. This was an absolute blast. I think it was a really good idea, Sir Ian Dangerous. Really well done coming up with this one. Glad we got all the sound effects and everything. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was you.
Thank you for tuning in for the April bonus episode, which will be known as Who Wants to Be the Newlywed Game.
Newlywed BWO host game.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Okay, that's enough of that music. But until next time, my name is Nick Howell. You can find me on Twitter at DataCenterDude.
And I am Sir Ian Dangerous. You can find me on Twitter at Sir Ian Dangerous.
But by God, somebody stop the damn match!
This show is part of the Orbital Jigsaw Network. For more episodes, subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher Radio. For details and show notes from each episode, check us out, orbitaljigsaw.com.